Everybody's doing good. I've had a couple more things come up, and we'll talk about one of them, in this one, and then there'll be another video talk about the other one. Last night, I dreamed a dream that's not normal. One that's so vivid that when you wake up from it, you can't go back to sleep for 5 hours, after you have it. And I had that last night, and I've had this thing before, through 2015 and 2016, I've had it, and it had to do with tornadoes. And this same event, that I'm going to read about last night is connected to this, and it was this area that I'm in now. Back in 2015, I had a dream that an F-5 tornado hit direct path where I was, and I survived it. But it was an F-5, and I watched whole trees and everything just turn into matchsticks. I saw the funnel coming. That was one dream that's the same event, I'm pretty sure. And then I had another one that I was like 1/10 of a mile, up the road from where I am now. My mother was there, her friends were there. It was in mid-afternoon, just like what I told you about, it's mid-afternoon. And Sonny and all that and supercells blew up, and they started producing tornadoes. I watched a funnel, off in the distance. I saw at least 3 tornadoes. I saw hail to the size of golf balls, and probably when there wasn't tornadoes, winds, it was probably 60 to 80 miles an hour, whipping the trees around. My mother was there, her friends were there, and they've all passed away, now and are deceased. And I hate that, that I lost a lot of loved ones. But this has to do with a storm coming on America. The big hail and me watching 3 tornadoes, the biggest one, and that event was off to my west. And it come down and hit the ground. And so after that, I've had this same event come up 4 or 5 other times in my dreams, except when it was talking about this tornado. I saw mushroom clouds. They looked like big thunderhead clouds. They were real white and billowy and just weird looking. And it kept calling the wind that was off of that a tornado, and it kept saying that it was F-5. And I confess that I've dreamed 4 or 5 times that America was nuked. I've dreamt it 4 or 5 times beside the tornado. And so here's what I had last night. I dreamt that I was here at this apartment, and I was just sitting right here where I'm at now, is watching the TV. The TV all of a sudden just changed and broke in. And it was a weatherman. And he said, "There's a tornado warning." So I looked at it closer, and I was like, yeah, that's my area that it's in. So I ran down, to the bottom floor, out in the yard. And right before I did, I looked to the north and the west, and I saw the clouds way, way, way off, but it was sunny and stuff and still calm here. And then I heard tornado sirens start going off in the distance, way off. And I could still hear the weatherman saying this phrase, and he said a few minutes ago, like 5 minutes ago, when they had power. And a tornado's sudden and all that, and everything was fine, just a few minutes ago, and then boom, it's all blowed away. That's how things does. And so Then I saw a flash vision of, a loved one's house that I know was severely damaged. And by this event, the damage even reached all the way down to the bottom floor. It was wiped off. And even blew down concrete walls and busted some of the cinder block apart. That's how powerful this tornado was. The vision just flashed and then it changed back. And to this apartment again by the parking area. And what you could really notice was a real eerie, heavy sense of dread. In the air, real calm, real still, real warm and real humid. And then I said silently, I didn't say it out loud, but this was a thought. I said silently, people around me should know, which meant like neighboring units, in the same breezeways and other ones. There's like 10 units per breezeway. And so in this breezeway, I just yelled at the top of my lungs, tornado, tornado. There's a tornado warning. Evacuate to lower floors. And it was mid-afternoon, so we go back to all the other times I've dreamt this event, varying different settings. It's always in the middle of the afternoon every single time. I would say between 2 and 4 o'clock every time, and this is like my 7th dream of it. And I told everybody real loud and sternly to evacuate to lower floors. And it was mid-afternoon and I could see, though it was hazy and sort of sunny still where I was, the black storm way off and the bad clouds on the horizon getting ready to come in. And of course, tornado sirens in the north that I heard in a tornado warning on TV. And I had looked at where the red polygon was, and it was for the county that I was in. And it like heightened. You could feel the dread in the air, very heavy in spirit. I woke up, but here's some more things I remember. I dreamt all throughout this dream the song by heart. The name of it's called Alone. How do I get you alone? And talking about the telephone, the ticking on the clock when it comes in. It's like the prophetic days ticking by and God's trying to communicate. And people aren't paying attention to his message. That's what that means, no answer on the telephone. So after about 5 hours of this, when I finally got back to sleep, I didn't dream any more picture or anything. I just dreamt this one song, Patti LaBelle, I Got a New Attitude, and heard about an hour of that and then woke up and it was time to go to bed. I dreamed this dream about 11 last night. And that's what that has to do with. A tornado, is a parable, for a whirlwind. It's like the hurricanes and stuff, and wars coming to America, and that's what that means, is a sudden destruction, sadly. And I hate to tell everybody that, but I'll just be truthful about it so nobody's caught off guard. As far as this war warning goes, there's a tornado warning, which that symbolizes, and I'm being honest about it. And that's what I dreamed last night on 10/19/2017.